It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Bueller, Bueller, Bueller.
Bueller ain't here, but you are, and you are live on the third floor. Got where I was for a second. Not hard these days, but welcome to the third floor. Greetings, people of Earth, and we are here with a special edition of Yankees Chit Chat. What's up, Lockport? Welcome aboard, my brother, my brother, my brother. Welcome aboard, Lockport in the house. What's up, Bubba? Hope all is well where you are there. How's the weather there? What's the weather like up there? Besides minus 30, are you like 90s and shit? Um, Greetings, everybody. How we doing, man? Look, second half of the season's about to start. We're going to get into some inside the Yankee numbers, as we always do here on Yankee Chit Chat. We invite you to get involved in the live chat. Whole bunch of ways to get involved with the show. You know them all. Right behind me. I got to work on why it's so blurry. But there you are, 909 547 4866. Leave a voicemail. Maybe you'll make the air like our resident voicemail leaver. Texas hockey cards. All right, guys, look, wow, what a first half, huh? So far in the first half, we've gotten rid of Wells 1,000 times. We've gotten rid of Jazz 1,000 times. No one could stand Grisham. Volpe back in the equation. Why is Caballero all over the field? What is wrong with Boone? Fire Cashman. Bobbity beepity. Fucking relax. Fucking calm down, people. Not bad, Vic. Dealing with hopefully the last days of. Oh wow, yeah, man. You must. Yeah, you're in the heart of it, man. Fucking Canada. You could throw a rock into Canada from where you are, basically. Uh, Stay safe, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We get them here in California, man, but it's basically just staying fucking inside, man. Go out if you have to, and pray for rain. We just had 3 days in a row 103, 104, 103, and yesterday was 97, and today's supposed to be 94. So it is a fucking hot here, and I'm sure the world's on fire all over. And like Billy Joel said, we didn't start the fire, so there you go. But yeah, man, everybody call, and if you watch the show and you're a fan of the show and you come here and you hang out with us and get into some real Yankee talk with no bullshit, you'll know. I've been saying, relax, people. Relax. The issues of the Yankees, let's be honest. Let's be honest. For the Yankees, for me, you know, everything revolves around this guy. Everything revolves around Boone. And look, if Boone don't change, the team ain't going to change. So you just have to hope and pray this team just keeps continuing to click the way they do. We'll get inside the numbers. You'll see what I'm saying. Look, first half of the season, 3 games behind the Rays. Everybody thought it'd be the Blue Jays, but it's not the Blue Jays' year. It's pitter patter in the American League East every freaking year. So just keep in mind, nothing changes until that changes. But with Boone, it's the same thing. There's not going to be a set lineup every day in the second half. All of a sudden, out of the blue, if there is, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. He must have lost his fucking mind or something. Vic, Yanks get better be buyers at the deadline. I'd like to see Volpe and Wells replaced with McMahon not that far after. Lockport, I'm going to just push back on McMahon. And to be honest with you, as far as Volpe and Wells goes, I mean, ask yourself this question, and I know what you're saying. I honestly do. But ask yourself this question. Where's the trade value for anybody? What are you getting? You know, Wells has been exposed all the way up to right now, man. 96 games. Where's the trade value in Wells, man? I mean, what team would say that's our catcher? I mean, maybe backup, but even that, eh. Um, I mean, Boone hiding behind. He's a great framer. Great, you know. But do you need great framers if you got great pitching? And you got great pitching, so what the fuck you need a great framer for? And you got the ABS to back you up. But anyway, Volpe, dude, honestly, I don't even think you could trade him in AAA, maybe A ball. You'll be able to trade him around. I just don't see anybody wanting either one of them slugs. You know, I supported Wells last year, and lo and behold, year. But this year, you can't defend Wells this year. I mean, the only thing I could say about Wells, he's got heart. Because to hold on mentally this long under those circumstances of playing that fucking bad it's just stupid. You're in the going hard for Schoolboy, but don't need arms. We need bats. Judge isn't coming back for a while. I'd take a bag of sand if only some scotch tape for Wells. I hear you, brother, but you know what I'm saying. Now, let me push back on the McMahon. I can see, through the eyes of the casual Yankee fan, casual baseball fan, or the casual this, that, hey, this guy ain't that. But from the eyes of guys like, like Lockport, Johnny, Chef Nick, Jason, Evan, all them guys would all be in agreement that McMahon is a key. He's a key here. Most people say, "Oh, the glove." Yeah, definitely the defense. Take the defense out of it. Let's put in a bat. Let's put a Ryan McMahon bat together. Where he was struggling earlier, going down three pitches done, 2 pitches foul out, pop out, whatever, weak. All of a sudden, he went from that to like 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats. Now, the outcome on a lot of them have paid off for the Yankees, especially over the stretch towards the end, without a doubt. So McMahon's bat is there. We just have to find it on a let's call it a full-time, part-time basis. The old full-time, part-time. We give you 30, but if we give you 31, you're full time. So we give you 30, you know, that kind of thing. But just with that in mind, how important that becomes in the second half of the season on arms that are already exhausted one half of the season in. Pitches, pitches, pitches. Take the pitches. Sometimes I hate to say this, regardless of the outcome, if it's an out, depending on the out, hey, there could be a productive out after a 10 pitch at bat. Easily. Working, trying to drive a fly ball the opposite way, maybe to move a runner over last, you know, something like that. That, what is in the at bat? And McMahon puts at bats together right now, and he's been putting bats together for quite some time. And I can't see moving him. And you know, if you want to platoon him with Rosario, you lose the glove in the first 4 or 5 innings. You put Ryan McMahon in, then you're just part time. It's tough coming off the bench that way, and especially a guy that's only going to be a 240, 230 hitter, right? With occasional pop. What's up, Jason? Jason, there's a link out there for you. I put one in the group chat, and I put one in your email. You're more than welcome. But just going down with McMahon, this, to me, very essential. But it's even tough for me to say this. Late game, pinch hit him. But I don't want to lose that glove in the ninth, and I don't want to lose that possibility of a 7-8 pitch at bat against, you know, a top reliever, a mid-card reliever, whatever you want to put. Ryan McMahon right now is that guy who's starting to work counts on a consistent basis. On a consistent basis. He's not the only guy working counts, don't get me wrong. Other guys can work a count, this, that, and the other thing. Bellinger seems comfortable with 0-2 all the time. I never count Rice out of an at bat, you know. So with all that in mind, you know, that kind of a key at bat, that deep in the lineup, coming up early in the late innings, when you're looking at the top of the order coming up behind him, whether it be Grisham, Rice, Bellinger, whoever Boone decides to put up top, you know, that's a nice set up piece. Even if there's an out, that dude's just thrown 9 pitches that he didn't want to throw to this guy who's known to strike out all the time or not make contact. All of a sudden he's making contact, fouling balls off the other way, and showing great power like Ben Rice to this fucking left center field thing. Like, that's not on anybody's bingo card. Power to left center field for Rice and McMahon, but they seem to have found it, especially in Yankee Stadium. Move up George Lombard for the infield spot. What's up, Vic? Jason already said hello, and move Spencer Jones. That was a wasted experiment. I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing about Spencer Jones coming up. He's not ready, dude. He is not ready, and to me, he's on the table. You want him? You want to mess around with him? Go for it. Yankees leave him down too long? Probably. Did that hurt him? Probably. Is that the Yankees' MO? Yes. But Lombard, everything I hear and everything that I see, you know, especially with Jason, who and his brother Evan, who are up on minor league ball playing. Evan's covering the Trenton Thunder, I believe, right now, and you know they're familiar with these players, not maybe on a personal level or seeing them every day, but they are very familiar with the numbers these guys are doing down there, and I'm sure, you know, Jason would back me in that. When you look at their minor league numbers compared to when they came up here with a shot, they showed, hey, man, not ready. And Spencer Jones is definitely one of them. Lombard, look, just put your seatbelts on. Maybe see him when rosters get extended to get a glimpse of the guy for next year. Possibly, whatever. But don't expect to see him being traded for anybody. Don't see him going down a road for anybody. He's going to be fine. And that's when the Yankees will decide what they're going to do. But don't forget the love affair with Boone and Volpe, because that still clocks up short. You got a steady shortstop, one of the best in the fucking game when he was there, Caballero, leave him at short. Fuck Volpe. But no, we got to constantly do this shit. Constantly do this shit. Constantly, constantly, constantly. This guy is the issue right here, man. That's all it is. This is what everybody else in Major League Baseball is doing. They're at the World Chess Championship trying to get to the big one, and this guy's playing fucking checkers and getting lucky 54 times. Be honest, he's not. There's no elite managers anymore. Maybe you could put Francona in there. There's Cora, he's out of work. Hey, one or two guys there. We got somebody. Oh, look at this. We got a special guest in the house. What up, Jason? What's up, man? Put your mic on. Put your mic on. There you go.
What's up, man?
Hey, what is up, brother? Thanks for responding. Appreciate it. Hey, here it is. Jason, you're maybe your brother more with the minor leagues, because I know he's out there with the Trenton Thunder and all. But you're pretty up on the minor league players. Are you with me on the breakdown of Spencer? I mean, impressive numbers, double A, triple A, boom, comes up, struggles, hit his home run, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But do you understand what I'm saying? When you get that spectacular number, you're looking at like, all right, bring him up.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, you want the kid to come up and shine as soon as possible when he's given that opportunity. Obviously, you want him to do his best, and it's not his fault that the management sees him a different way than other guys do in the system, which you've mentioned, obviously. But yeah, no, just I would bring him up if I were the Yankees. I would give him a chance to. He's already proved already that he can hit up in the major leagues, and give him that opportunity to do it. So
Yeah, I just think that when he came up, he just didn't. One, he looked outmatched to be the beginning, especially his first time up. And you know what? Everybody's a deer in the headlight when you're coming up in the majors. Your first game, I forget who it was, what Yankee it was. I can't remember. I wish I could because it's a great quote. He says, I was so happy to start my career with the Yankees on the road and not in Yankee Stadium." Kind of set him up for the bright lights of New York, being on the road. I wish I knew who it was, but I'm not going to quote somebody I know it wasn't. But you agree with that?
yeah, I do. I really do.
You bring a player up with that kind of focus on him, better on the road than right into the, as they say, throw him right into the den. But let's get over to Lombard real quick because this seems to be everybody's favorite right now. I don't know if you heard just before you came on what I was saying about Lombard. Maybe call up at the very end for the roster call up for the extra guy. We'll get a peek at him, get teased a little bit. And I'm just telling everybody, hold on. Nothing's going to happen until next year with him. Look at shortstop already. It shouldn't be a clog at an intersection, but it is because of the love affair with Volpe. But what are your thoughts and what are your feelings as far as Lombard? Hey, push back if I'm wrong, but again, I think this is another guy. If he hasn't been here yet, that's the Yankees saying we don't think he's quite ready. So saying he's a little bit behind Spencer Jones, is that fair or what's your take, man?
Yeah, George Lombard, he might need. I mean, obviously, Evan knows more about Lombard than I do, but from my personal opinions, I think that he does need a few more opportunities in the minor leagues to really showcase what he can do before he's able to be called up from the big league for the big leagues. But yeah, no, he needs some more time just to get acclimated, and once he comes up, he will be a superstar. I really believe that he will come up and shine, just like the other guys that have coming up over the years. But yeah, no, he just needs some more reps down in the minor leagues first.
Yeah, again, let's flash back a bunch of years and look at Derek Jeter, how his career started, and just being called up, come off the bench, get a few starts, and all of a sudden, the rest is history. Lightning in a bottle. I do you think that the media, uh, especially the guy, the talking heads on all the podcasts now, the big wigs and everything. Personally, I just listen to Michael Kay and what Michael Francesa has to say as far as Yankees. I don't think anybody's been involved with the Yankees and New York media longer than those two. So I'm pretty sure they know what they're talking about. But what's your thoughts there?
Yeah, obviously the media is gonna, blow things out of proportion. Things that are not true, not necessarily true, they will just blow it up and make it seem like it's 100%, true instead of false. And they'll say all these nonsense things like they'll stand up for Boone, they'll stand up for Cashman and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they don't know as um, more stuff as we do. And the real fans, like the diehard fans, they know what they're talking about, and they know what the right moves are for the team. And just the media will blow everything up, make it seem like it's a mess, even though things come down to earth and everything seems to be fine until it's not.
Right. So again, sometimes the media and a lot of the talking heads, especially the clickbait guys and everything, just blowing the guy up like he is the next Derek Jeter slash Ozzie Smith slash Cal Ripken slash Bobby. Yeah, you're like, what am I expecting? Then the guy comes up and he turns into maybe a Bucky Dent. Hey, I won't mind having him at short. He's a decent bat, but my God, the glove is insane. But for the whole package, this early and talking about the guy, I haven't heard this much talk about a Yankee prospect in a very, very long time. You being a Met fan, can you compare this kind of flood of, hey, this guy needs to be here, this guy needs to be here, this guy needs to be here, and like maybe the Mets held on too long or bought somebody up? What are your thoughts? Because let's go to the other side of New York and get your perspective on that.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great debate to have. Obviously, I mean, what we've seen in the past. Francisco Lindor obviously being the guy the past few years, ever since 2021. Jose Reyes, a longtime great shortstop for the Mets. I really loved what he brought to the table. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to dive into perspectives about maybe you call someone up, maybe they're better than the guy already there. But in my case, I think Lindor is a guy that's his stock production is going down just a little bit, just on the end scale of his career. I feel like he's getting older. I don't know how much longer he's going to be a Met. I mean, obviously, there are rumors about him being traded at the deadline this year. I mean, I want to get your thoughts on that too. Like, what do you think? What do you think about Lindor trade to the Yankees? And do you think he would be a good fit? Obviously for the young guys too.
Um, I tell you the truth, all the heat and all the stuff coming down on Lindor, I don't think he's Yankee teammate material. Um, I, I look at Lindor and I'm like, what happened? Again, just off the edge. And then all the stuff on with Soto going back and forth. I mean, that kind of controversy you don't need. It's okay for two teammates not to get along. I mean, we could flash back to 76, 77, 78, 79 Yankees and two books written on that, one being The Bronx Zoo and the other one, Balls by Greg Nettles. I mean, you read those two books and you're like, how in the hell wasn't CSI called into the locker room numerous times? But that kind of edge and that kind of a locker room is okay when you go between the foul lines and put the numbers up at world championships up and games up like those Yankees did. That's okay. That kind of play, those kind of players in today's game, they're not going to work, Jace. And I'm sure your brother would agree, Chef Nick would agree. The list would go on. Those players today, I mean, where would you put them? Where would they fit in this analytic world? I mean, these guys look like they would rebel and just maybe take matters in their own hands. But somehow, some way, players become comfortable at analytics. I mean, I see it putting a dent in it. And, as far as Lindor being traded, even for the Mets perspective, doesn't he have like 2 years at an immense amount? What I'm saying is basically, wouldn't the Mets have to kind of construct a trade for him similar to the to Miami with Stanton coming to the
Mhm.
Yankees? Hey, we'll take this chunk and give this chunk every year. Stanton a little bit different, especially at the time in his youth. Now you're talking Lindor, older, and like you even said, productivity falling fast. Where is the trade value? Or is it just a change of scenery you think this guy needs just to get the fuck out of New York? Because some guys take it. Some guys can handle it. Other guys, man, they bail within a year. This guy's been around. Maybe he's just had enough.
Yeah, I think Lindor he would benefit from like a return back, maybe back to Cleveland. I could see that happening. Him going back to Cleveland would be great for his, his mental state of mind right now, because right now he is. I really think he is fatigued mentally. Ever since he got injured, his mind just hasn't been there at the plate and in the field. He's made so many errors ever since he came back from injury, and it's shown. It's cost the Mets a lot of games, and I'm just sick and tired of him not, owning. I mean, he owns it, but him not, trying to fix it. And I don't know which teams would be down to give him like, you know, would take on his contract. Give the Mets some good prospects for him. And I don't know which teams would do that, but I guess it's a matter of time before he gets traded. I do think Lindor will get traded at some point. Just I don't know if it's gonna be at the trade deadline or next offseason. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, I think he's gone one way or the other.
Yeah, and depending on what happens, if he doesn't get traded before this year's trade deadline, how much more difficult next year, especially with the lockout looming, is it going to be to get rid of him? Then you might have another Bobby Bonilla on your on your hands. You just
Oh yeah.
get rid of him. So what are you going to do? But yeah, what a I'm sitting here thinking, and Jason, what is it up with the New York shortstops? I mean, Volpe, and then Lindor.
I don't know.
Why shortstop like this major blockage? One for the Mets, like pretty much like a tight locker room, which they don't seem to have. It seems like a lot of independent. Then you got this guy over here who everybody's just constantly patting on the back to pick up. I mean, in all the years I played, I remember picking players up for a bad play or something. And then I don't remember doing it the next inning, and then the next inning, and then the next inning, and then the next game. It's an everyday thing that you're trying to pick this guy up, whether it's in a bat or it's a throw or something like that. Then Lindor, who just disappears from offense and defense, and then becomes kind of that dead spark plug, so to speak, in the locker room. I mean, it's just amazing to me that it turns out to be the shortstop position, once very, very valued position for both teams' histories. I mean, we can go back all the way to Buddy Harrelson, and your Rafael Santana, who was pretty much the last Met I really liked for
Yeah.
whatever reason. But You're not going to see another Jeter, or something like that. But it's just weird that shortstop turns out, to be that radiant error, especially for both teams in the same city. It's just weird. And it makes for good for conversation whether maybe it's the ghost of Buddy Harrelson,
Maybe it is.
and Jeter being like putting the whammy on it. But I don't think either one would put the whammy on their team this bad.
Yeah.
Jason, you wanna look at some numbers with me, man, and see where the Yankees landed in the at the end of the first half. We can get into some Yankee numbers here.
Let's do it.
Let's see what we got here. Let's do it this way. Oh, excuse me. Sorry there. Yep, there we go. It all starts with Yankees-Dodgers. Second half starts tonight. It's Cole against, I'm not sure who the pitching for the Dodgers is, but these are the questions going into the second half. We'll get to them, too, after we get inside the numbers. Are the Yankees okay? I think we just kind of covered all that, Jason, and stuff. I think the Yankees will be okay. Will they survive the dog days of summer? That's the question. And the big thing about the dog days and surviving is the ING word. INJ word. Sorry, I dropped out of high school. Our Rice and Cam Award winners. Let's talk about it. But first, let's take a look inside the numbers. Let's get a glimpse here of where we're at. Inside the numbers, the overview: runs 4.8, that's tied for 7th. Runs allowed 3.9, that's tied for 4th. Hits 7.9, tied for 21st. And hits against 7.6, tied for 4th. This is telling me, hey, we're scoring runs. We could be better. Runs allowed, pitching's there. Hits 21st, Jason. I mean, that is insanity, and that just goes to show that there's no 12-game hits. There's no 14. I mean, they're putting 4 or 5, whatever, together, and Again, timely hitting, barely there. It's the long ball saving us. And then the hits again, 7.6, tied for fourth. Pitching's there, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, last I heard, I think the Yankees have the best bullpen in baseball as far as ERA and a few other numbers there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
these numbers here are just not lying as far as the overview of the team. They're not hitting. They are not hitting. And when they do, they're not putting strings together to score runs. But somehow, 3 games out of first. The batting and running. Now, these are the numbers that are really interesting to me, Jason. And let's break this down. 237, that's 22nd in the league. No way in the world would I think the Yankees would be out beyond maybe top 12, top 15 throughout the year. 15th in on base percentage, 317. Fourth in slugging. At one time, they were first in slugging. The only thing keeping this team in slugging and fourth is Rice, Goldschmidt, and Grisham
Yep.
once. All right. The OPS, that's dropped significantly, and we all know why. There's no Judge and everything. But Ben Rice and Goldschmidt are keeping it respectable for tied for sixth. And then you got 142 home runs. That's not shock. That's nothing. We know that's going to be. This one stands out to me big time because I can't remember the last time the Yankees were anywhere in a conversation of stolen bases. And they're fourth. Getting on base, hitting home runs. That seems to be the way runs are being scored here when I look at the rest of these numbers. On base and the batting average. Slugging, and I really don't care about OPS. To me, it's overrated. But the slugging and the on base, look at the differential there.
That's a big difference. Yeah.
It kind of tells the story all in itself right there, man. And then we get to pitching and defense, which is, to me, this is the stable of getting to the World Series right here. Pitching and defense. Now, 3.39, best ERA in baseball, 1.18 whip, fifth. Not too bad, not too bad. Now, Jace, this number has, at one time, the Yankees were second or third. And then after Rodon went down for the second time, backed up before that by Fried going down. And then the struggles of, Weaver and Warren, they're ninth now, and they're only averaging 8.8. So I'm going to ask you real quick. We're going to stop here. Fried, again, no solid word on when he's coming back. No solid word on Rodon. Are the Yankees going to be able to get by? Not being able to strike out the amount of batters that they're really, really capable of, and all we're seeing around the league is nothing but strikeouts.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them to get by. Teams like the Dodgers, the Braves, who are also a really good team. Obviously, the Red Sox, who have been way better over the past couple weeks into a month now. I mean, their pitching has been really good. But you look at the Yankees pitching. I mean, Max Fried, I think he's going to come back soon. Right now, I think he's starting a AAA rehab assignment. I heard that today. So that's good that you guys will get him back soon. Whenever you get Carlos Rodon back, he will be a threat, obviously, in that rotation as well. You have Cam Schlittler, who is an all-star and ace for you guys. He's been great the whole year. You do have some studs down in AAA like Hay and Elmer Rodriguez, who I think you guys will call up again maybe in September when you have the extra man call up. But yeah, no, you guys will be, as long as they, go deep into the games, as long as they don't, waste all their pitches in the first 5-6 innings, then they'll be all right.
So I appreciate what you're saying. The Yankees pitching is as good as the numbers show, even though now ninth ain't all that bad, but still, what the Yankees are capable of and what they have on that staff right now, that's, to me, that's a shocking number. But the reason why is very, it's plain as you can get right in front of your face. It's just no Rodon, no Fried. And like you said, they're pitching right now is enough to get them by, and then that's coming back. So the only thing it can do is improve. But 97 homers. At one point, they were first, and that just fell apart. Now they're seventh in giving up homers. Now, here's another thing. They're 20th now in defense with a 9.84, and to me, that's when your pitching is really going to have to step up even more when you're 20th in the league in defense, all that says to me and screams is pressure, pressure, pressure on the pitcher. I got to get this ball in the air, whatever the situation may be. But you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree with that. Yep.
And then now we're 228 batting average against, and that's tied for third. So again, teams ain't hitting the shit out of the ball against us. But again, sloppy play, free innings, free outs. That's going to lead to disaster, man. And that's just going to make this here quest, as I got here, the quest for 28, a little bit more difficult. But I think the Yankees are set for it, man. I think, everything is aligned where it should be. And if we can, again, I'm going to flash back to the 70s. I think it was 76 or 77. Ringo Starr put out the song, It Don't Come Easy. Big hit for him. And the Yankees adapted that for their song of the year. And the big difference then, they had a lot more than the Rays, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Orioles, Jason. Matter of fact, the Rays and Blue Jays aren't even around yet.
Yeah.
I think the Blue Jays just came into existence, but you look back at that old American League East, man, and it don't come easy, and it ain't coming any easier now. And then and we get to this, man. Miss Judge, Miss Stanton, and that's me in the back, man. I miss Mantle. You know, do we miss Judge? Do we miss Stanton? I mean, of course, the obvious answer is going to be yes, but the way the team is performing, we're not missing them enough to go panic mode, to be, crazy at the deadline and we need this, we need that, we need this. And I think part of that is because the Yankees are holding back on us on Judge. They're holding back on us on Stanton. And like I said earlier, maybe Rodon. I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying there? And do you think they're good enough? If worst case scenario, we don't see Judge.
Well, it's going to take a lot to prove that. I mean, with Ben Rice, the way that he's been playing, I mean, you talk about a guy that's just taking a leap. He's been really good for you guys this whole year, an All Star. You have Cody Bellinger as well, who's been good for you guys. Trent Grisham hit a couple clutch home runs in that national series. He's been good as well. And when you have guys that step up and take the reins for guys like Judge and Stanton who have been injured, it makes it a lot easier for the lineup to feed off of that and produce.
Now, the last time we were on here, we had your brother in here and we were talking and we got into the Rice and Goldschmidt conversation. And you guys asked me a question about Goldschmidt and Rice. And I said to you guys, Goldschmidt cannot play every day. And that doesn't mean DH. It means he needs a day off. Now, here we are all this time later, Jace. Boone ran him out there, ran him out there, ran him out there, and it resulted in an 0 for 34, the worst stretch in Goldschmidt's career. Not only did it embarrass him probably being 0 for 34, but how much gas did he take out of Goldschmidt's tank for this run at the end? Now I'm questioning the Goldschmidt-Rice platoon. And I'm almost like, Rice has to be your first baseman for remaining 66 games, bar nothing. And you got to figure something out with Goldschmidt, how to keep him slowed down, get some more fuel in that tank and get ready for the run, and yet keep him hot and not on the bench. Boone has put himself in this position. What are your thoughts now? Going back to that conversation, and now here we are. Proof is in the pudding.
Definitely. Like you said, the proof is in the pudding with that, and the numbers don't lie. I mean, the numbers they show it. They show Ben Rice is obviously a much better first baseman, with Goldschmidt being on the decline of his career. Ben Rice is definitely the much more equitable first baseman that you want playing first base for you guys, and obviously the numbers show it. I mean, Goldschmidt, yes, he's still a quality first baseman that you want in your team for leadership purposes. But Ben Rice is, of course, the better player overall.
I couldn't have said that better. I'm listening to you and I'm like, well, yeah, beautifully said. And the Chef Nick in the house. What's up,
Sure.
Chef Nick? Chef, you got the link. It's all over. You want to jump on, Chef? Just hit the link, Chef. And Angus, my co-host for World Cup.
What's up,
What is
Angus?
up, Angus? Angus, I survived 103, 104, 103 with a high of 105 on Wednesday. It was insanity. So hope you're safe in the Midwest, Angus, because I know how rough it can get with bad weather. And yeah, Chef Nick, the link's there. You want to jump in? Come on aboard, brother. Excellent way to rebuttal and come back on that Rice Goldschmidt, because we definitely had that conversation. We also had a conversation a little earlier in the year, a little bit in the chat with you guys on your show on NY Mania, which I highly recommend. Anytime the bookends of sports is on, the twins of sports, do not miss it. And the only way don't miss it, get over to NY Mania, hit the subscribe button, and you won't miss Jason, Evan, Chef Nick, and the rest of the crew over there for sure. Um, but let's talk Trent Grisham for a second. Um, I love him in the leadoff. Uh, your brother kind of questioned me on it a little bit, and we got back to each other a little bit on it after Grisham came back from the injury, because just before the injury, he started warming up. So I couldn't go by a small, you know, set of numbers to say, hey, see, I told you so. But when he came back, he picked up right where he left off, and it seems like going into the break, he was still hot. He was still hot, getting on base, doing his thing. What are your thoughts on Trent Grisham? And do you think? And I don't want you to. I'm not going to make you think like Boone. I want you to think like a baseball guy. Grisham the rest of the way in that leadoff, and just put it behind him. You know, Grisham, Rice, Belly, and however else you want to go, Dominguez, whatever.
Yeah, no, Grisham he's definitely more comfortable in that leadoff spot. He thrives off of the guy that's at the top of the lineup. He wants to start rallies for his team. He wants to be the guy that gets on base. He wants to work the count, make the pitcher work, and it's been great that he's been leading off and been doing well in that spot. Of course, you don't want to look at analytically, you don't want to look at numbers that prove otherwise, but you want to evaluate how he's doing, and he's doing pretty well right now in that leadoff spot. So you want to keep going with that.
Yeah, I like him there. You know, the big argument is, oh, you can't have a guy batting 240, 230, 250 lead. No, hey, look, the Wade Boggs is the leadoff guy batting 333, or they're over. Ricky Henderson is not leading off every game with a home run, and you know what I mean, and stealing every base in sight. Those leadoff guys, Rod Carew. Now I'm going back, but I just mentioned two guys, Wade Boggs. I don't know how much highlight films you've seen of him. I'm sure you're familiar with Ricky Henderson. And to be quite honest, we really haven't seen a leadoff guy like that. Jeter, maybe you could put in that argument, but a guy like Rod Carew leading off a game, man, you just don't know it, because that's the first thing that those pitchers seen back then. Or 330, 340, 350 hitters leading off a game, and what was behind them were cannons. 3, 4, 5 were guys that could put it into the next zip code for sure. Those days are long gone in baseball. But so what I'm kind of saying is it okay? 240, 250, 260, maybe an on base percentage a little over the 400 mark. Maybe, is that okay? Is that acceptable for today's leadoff?
I guess, but at the same time, it's hard to judge. It's hard to judge
Yeah,
without actually seeing it like live in person. But
the
I
question
mean,
sounded great until you had to answer it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Do you understand the dilemma there? But uh, seriously, really, is it okay? I mean, or is it just something that, hey, today's baseball fan, hey, analytics, you just have to accept it.
it's just today's baseball world is all about analytics and all about the numbers. So, yeah.
Those days are over too. My man's in agreement with me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Angus, AC is definitely a plus no matter where you're at when it's above the 90s and Armageddon looking outside, especially in the Midwest. He's in Missouri, man, so he lives like
Oh,
right around Tornado Alley, and not a good time of year when they say thunderstorms in the area. So I
yeah.
always hope for co-host to stay safe, which he does. He's got an exit plan. He's got it all. He's got his shit down. Grab the cats, get the fuck in the closet, I guess. But Evan, do you happen to have tonight's lineup in front of you? If not, let me know because I'll pull it up real quick. If you don't have it in front of you, that's cool. I can get it real quick.
Yes, I do have it in front of me right now.
All right, if you wouldn't mind, could you give us tonight's Yankee lineup against the LA Dodgers?
Yep, sure thing. So leading off, like we mentioned, playing center field is Trent Grisham. Batting second, DHing tonight, Ben Rice. Batting in
Oh,
third, playing first base is Paul Goldschmidt. Batting cleanup,
let's talk about this. Can we
yeah.
just talk about this? I guess he's looking at Goldschmidt's ad over a week off. Okay, I'll give him tonight. Let's see what happens after that. I'm sorry. Continue. Right, you're not even 3 guys through the lineup, and already I'm like, I want to kill Boone. Go ahead. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right.
Batting cleanup, playing left field is Cody Bellinger. Batting fifth, playing right field is Jason Dominguez. Batting sixth, playing second base is Jazz Chisholm. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Jose Caballero. Batting eighth, playing third base is Ryan McMahon. And batting ninth, catching is Austin Wells.
Okay. That's all right. I can live with that lineup. I can live with that. Now, if that lineup was it for the next 5-6 days, I'd say, hey, Boone's coming around. But chances are it's going to be all over the place, especially against the Dodgers with this. Quick question for you: when I went on and I was getting ready to get on air, I couldn't find anything out. Did the Dodgers activate Ohtani tonight, or is he still questionable? I'm not sure what the stat. I couldn't get a good read on it, but they said he might be activated today. I'm not sure if he's going to play, but he might be activated. I don't know. Do you have any word on Ohtani?
Yeah, so they did activate him. He's in the lineup tonight batting leadoff.
Question that. Bam. It can't get no more. It can't get any better, people. I told you that's why the guy's next to me. I don't put anybody on here that doesn't have an answer right there. What are you thinking with the Dodgers with him now? Questionable with the knee. So we're going to see. This is how I think the Dodgers are, unlike the Yankees. Hey, you pitched your last inning for the year. You're going to DH, and that's it. Do you think the Dodgers will probably like shut him down off the mound? If anything, preserve him for the playoffs because if I don't know how many games the Dodgers have played. Yanks got 66 left. So if you put him DH for, say they got 66, and you throw him out there 64 of them, what do you think they're going to do? Your thoughts? Because you're a National League guy and you're very familiar with Ohtani. So what do you think Dodgers are doing?
I think right now they're trying to play him in the most important games as possible for right now, but obviously they are in first place. They have a comfortable lead in the NL West, and they should limit him a little bit down the stretch just to reserve him for the playoffs to get him more healthy and at his best for the playoffs. But right now it's about just keeping him, afloat right now. Don't let him do too much, especially because they have a big lead, like I said, in the division. So they don't want to force too much on him right now, but he'll be fine.
So I said, I'm just throwing the number out there because Yankees have 66. I said throw him out there 64. Do you push back on that and say maybe 54? If that's the number, I'm just saying, how many out of the 66 would you give him off? I'm giving him 2 days off. But what do you think?
Yeah, I would say maybe around like 4 to 5 days off, depending on how he feels.
Okay. All right, so we're right in there. So, but do you think that's a benefit to him if needed to pitch in the postseason? Scratch him from the mound last 6 days. So let's say that takes what? Just a quick number, 8 starts away. I'll just throw a number out there. Takes him off the mound for 8 starts, preserves the 8 inning, the 6 innings, 7 innings, whatever he's going to throw. Preserves that for the end. That becomes a super duper weapon for the Dodgers, and it just adds to the mathematical problem you got to figure out going in with them. And what do you think is the difference between the Dodgers and the rest of the league with analytics? Did they figure something out? Are they anti-analytics, or are they just a great fucking ball club that really doesn't need guidance?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was in their farm system, in their in their data department, I would know a lot more. But I just think that they know how to use analytics the right way. They don't overuse it. They use it, the right amount of time, and they know how to use it properly so that their players know what they're doing and they don't get too caught up on OPS and all this other BS, and they just know how to use it correct.
It's just hard for me to believe that the Dodgers are the one team above all of them. If anybody knows another team that is doing what the Dodgers do in this analytic world, let me know because I don't know where they're at. Maybe the White Sox figured something out in between last year
Yeah.
and this year, but even that, they're not doing it with superstars. So where does it lie? Is it the talent, or is it the player? Is it the team? Is it the analytics? To me, it's just a mess. But Jason, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I'm going to let you go because it's getting close to first pitch, and I'm sure you got things to do and all that. Chef Nick, it's no problem sending love every day to someone you care about, and I care about you, and that's why I do it. And Jason, in case you don't know, me and Nick talk back and forth. We have the group thing, and then I have Nick on another one.
Yeah.
But for the last week, me and him have been talking, and I know he's going through some shit, and we talked, and I created something called Chef Song of the Day. So I send him a song of inspiration or something with a message in it, and today I sent him a double shot Friday, so he got two songs today, and he's saying he appreciates the love I send him every day, and I'm sure you're in agreement, man. Ain't nothing wrong with sending love to somebody
No,
you love,
not at
care
all.
about. Care
Yeah.
about. Sure you do. And I want to give my love to you, to your brother, Chef Nick, the rest of the crew over there at NY Mania. And thank you for coming over, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. And again, I look at guys like you and your brother and even Chef, because he's a lot younger than me, man.
Yeah.
And bless your youth and bless your knowledge. And, man, just bless the rest of your life. I hope everything works out. And, again, kudos to those who brought you up, man. Your mom, dad, and everybody. They did tremendous work with two of yous, not one, two. And both of yous are the size that look like, I used to tease my son because I used to call him Bigfoot. He's fucking big. He's a big dude, Matthew. And I used to tease him. I'm like, I got to feed everybody else with a spoon. I need a snow shovel. So I'm sure you can put it away, brother. But again, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Give my love to your brother when you talk to him, and Chef Nick when you talk to him. Tell him I said hey, although I already did, but you know what I mean. So give my love to everybody over there, Johnny Salami and the crew, and Jace, thank you again, and appreciate you, and I hope to have you on again because I'll tell you what. For some reason, when I got you and your brother on and Chef Nick, my numbers soar. So I appreciate you. I really do. And I think my chat and my fans and my subscribers and everybody appreciate you because you and your brother and Chef Nick, you show off your baseball IQ. And nothing more can I appreciate by somebody is a baseball IQ. Even more than somebody with a football IQ. Baseball IQ to me is much, much more complex in so many ways. But Jace, thanks. Go enjoy the Yankees. Dodgers, and you got a final score for me tonight? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna say I'll go 5-4. Yankees win tonight.
5-4 Yankees win. There you go, man. Any homers? Gonna pick a Yankee for a homer? I'm gonna say Rice goes deep twice tonight, and Grisham goes deep, and I see the Yankees knocking these guys out 7-1, 7-2.
I can see, this might be a surprise to you, but I see Austin Wells hitting a home run tonight.
Woo, Austin! That's why he's next to me, man. See, that's it. That's it. On the limb. Don't care. Right at the edge. Go. I hope the home run he hits tonight, because you just said that, is a grand slam to win it. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get out of here and go enjoy the game and everything. Again, Jace, thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on the third floor. Thanks for coming aboard, buddy.
My pleasure, Victor. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. There you go. Jason joining us. One half of the bookends of knowledge of sports. Evan on one, Jason on the other. Bam. Super IQ of baseball. I love those guys, talking to him. I wish I could have got the chef on here, but he must be involved in a serious Texas ribeye bone-in steak, 2.5 inches thick, medium rare, and a baked potato, and a little bit of mushrooms on the side. That's all I want, chef. Thank you. All right. We're going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Go enjoy the Yankee game. 7-1. Nah, I'll say, all right, 7-3. I'll go 7-3 Yankees tonight. Rice goes deep twice. Grisham goes deep. What the hell? Until next time, people, I love you to death. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit the follow. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Angus, Chef Nick. Mario. Sorry, man. When did you get here? We got this, Yankees. Yeah, that's right, Mario. That's right. I'm glad you got in here, Mario. I'm sorry, I just picked it up. I had live chat on, but I take it off when I have a guest because it goes right over their face. And I wasn't neglected. I got it right here. Mario, thank you. Angus, thank you. Don't miss me and Angus on Sunday calling the World Cup, the final game, the World Cup championship between Argentina and Spain, right here on the third floor, live, 12 on the West Coast, 3 o'clock on the East Coast. We'll be on a little bit before the game to talk about everything. Don't miss that. Chef Nick, again, no problem. Love you, brother. Always good to see you. Lockport, thank you for coming on board. And, of course, Jason for joining us, and everybody else who got involved in today's show. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the sub, get in the comments. Boom. We'll see you next time on the third. What is this? Oh, the Third Floor Podcast. Yankee Chit Chat. We're done chit-chatting for now in Yankee Talk, no bullshit zone. Enjoy the out, people. We'll see you next time on the third floor. Peace.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.